All right, what is up, my fellow people who like to lift weights? I'm gonna be doing a home gym tour. I had a friend here who was working out here the other day, and I realized like I never really did a video like this. So, and I work out here like all the time, like 98% of the time. I'm always in the home gym. So I decided to like, let me just make a video where I just show you guys around a little bit. All right, so starting off, of course, we have a mirror. Where I look at myself shirtless, no clothes on. We have a treadmill. You've had this treadmill for a long time. This treadmill is probably older than me. And then we have this like little bench here that already comes with like little props. And it has like thingies to put in here to like, hold the bar or whatever. But I actually recently used this bench when I had my friend of mine coming over to work out. We put the bench here and we used, the barbell here to work out with. So in terms of like what is like the oldest equipment here, the treadmill and the bench right here. And then moving on to like other pieces of equipment, I kind of want to show like what's, I don't know, maybe more important. I have the not squat rack, but I guess squat rack, the rack here. Very, very cheap. It's from Cat Barbell. I got this off of Amazon. It did not come with the plates or whatever. It didn't come with the holds for the weight. And so it was basically just this frame here. And then, there's obviously the J-hooks. I think that's what they call it. And I just I squat here. I do deadlifts here. I do weighted pull-ups here. Very, major piece of equipment. It's obviously within like the center of the gym. And this is where I do like many of my big movements, right? Going over like, what's going on here. We have like Swiss handles, neutral grip Swiss handles. I do have a bar that's actually like for neutral grips and stuff and wide grips. It'd be on here like that, and then I'd pull, whatever. But the bars, the handles, like they're too thin. And so it's like it runs into my hands, and then it makes my hands very uncomfortable, makes them like more sore and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna put this bar back up here, which is like pretty nice and thick for my hands to hold without an issue. All right, here I have bands. These bands I got before I probably like started. No. I think I got these bands, yeah, when I started to work out more in the home gym. If I'm not mistaken, maybe. I can't remember, but I know I have these things right here. These little bands right here where you attach them with a carabiner at the end. Man, these are a waste of money. Don't get these. But I guess if you don't have enough space, I don't know, don't get those. I do have a cable and pulley system here where I'll do like, I'll mostly do like cable movements like tricep push downs, maybe some curls or whatever. And I put those up. My dad uses them pretty often. This is a dip belt. Of course, use this for weighted pull-ups and weighted dips. Mostly for weighted pull-ups. With weighted dips, it's like I'm too tall, I guess. And obviously the weights are gonna end up hitting the ground. And I don't have like enough, I guess, clearance, for whatever, to put the dip bar high enough. I do have this dip attachment here that I place onto my rack. God. All right, my bad. It's hard to do stuff with one hand. All right. Shit. All right, so I like put this up here, whatever, and then the thing is that, so this is from Titan Fitness. This is from Cat Barbell, and the little holes, they're like different sizes. So the holes for Titan Fitness are much bigger. So when I attach this on here, it's looser, and I had to come up with like some ghetto way to do it, or some bootleg way. And like I use this and I just attach it into there. But then it's so wiggly and wobbly that I can barely manage like 6 reps on weighted dips with like 45 or 50 pounds. So I just don't really bother. And I instead go to my parallel bars here, and I just place them up, and I just, I don't know, throw on a book bag or something like that, or whatever weighted vest I have. Under the bench, I do have some parallettes here. I use these a lot for like push-ups and whatnot. Mostly push-ups. I believe that's just about the only movement I do for those. So the thing that fell over, this is a back extension. I can't really call it a machine, a back extension thingy, I guess. Device, I don't know. And I use it for, you know, these like hip hinges and whatnot, for when like maybe, you know, I can't really do deadlifts or RDLs. So I just go to these since they're not as taxing, but they still work the posterior chain pretty well. All right, going on to the shelf, you know, you probably can't even tell what the hell is even going on because it's so like, you know, it's not the cleanest, most spiffiest thing going on, but okay, I'll try and explain. So here are some lifting straps. I don't really use these since my grip isn't that much of a limiting factor. These are wrist straps, you know, for like wrist stability. This right here is the original thing that was supposed to go into the Titan Fitness dip bars. So, you know, the pin or whatever. Yeah, obviously it doesn't fit because it's way too big for cat barbell holes. Maybe one day I might get like a new rack and get like a new like bigger rack and stuff like that. Because this rack is pretty wobbly, right? And you probably don't want that a lot, especially if you're gonna be doing weighted dips on here. So it's like, you know, you buy cheap, you buy twice. So if you're gonna get a power rack, you probably want to get something that's, I don't know, at least 210, maybe 230 USD instead of like, you know, $110 or something. I think I even got it on a sale when it was on sale on Amazon. All right, back here, so I have clamps that I put on the barbell whenever I'm doing like squats or deadlifts or, you know, even bench press, which I barely do, but there was that one time. Here I have safeties, which I barely use. I have slant boards, which I use pretty often. I have more weights. So these are 10s all the way down here, then 5s, and then 2.5s. Going on this side, I have 25, 35, 45, and I have the same thing on both sides. And I got just about every piece of equipment that I have off of Amazon. I haven't really had to like go anywhere. I mean, the only thing that's probably not from Amazon are these dumbbells. So this pair of 25, this was probably like the first gym equipment I like bought. When I first started working out, I just walked into Walmart and just got a pair of dumbbells. I think they were like 70 bucks or something. I got these 10 pounders that I had originally I got for my mom and my sister to use, but you know, they're not really using it. A book bag. I used to have all this stuff in the book bag that's just kind of laying out, but I've been putting weights in the book bag to use it. Here I have gymnastic rings, which I love. I just have them here at the moment. I usually have them placed up on the rack over here, but yeah, I love gymnastic rings. But I just have them there for the time being, just to kind of have them out the way. And I use gymnastic rings for so many stuff. What else? I have fat grips. You know, these are smaller ones compared to the blue ones. These are smaller weights, but these were weights that were used for the barbell that went over on the bench. And the barbell is like a 1 inch diameter. And so these are a 1 inch diameter. So obviously they can't fit on like a 2 inch diameter. And speaking of being over here, I have an easy curl bar, which would primarily be used for stuff like curls, reverse curls, maybe some tricep, like overhead tricep extensions. I have a freaking like punching bag over here, which I don't have anywhere to put that up. I have a stand for my barbells and dumbbells, which my girlfriend got me. Here, of course, I have adjustable or whatever you call these type of dumbbells where you put weights on them. And I have fat grips on them. I've been using fat grips pretty reliably for like a year now or a year and a half now. And I'd say they could be a good reason why like I don't have really bad grip strength. You know, since I just put them on here and I squeeze the heck out of them. Sometimes I'll do my weighted pull-ups with fat grips. Most of the time I won't, because it does make my grip just that much of a limiting factor to where like I can't really do the weighted pull-ups as effectively. But you know, I might just throw them in here and there. All right, over here, there's a weighted vest, 40-pound weighted vest. I believe that's how much it weighs, 40 pounds. Which I don't really use, I barely use it. There's a lot of stuff, like if you're gonna make your own home gym, you'll find that you'll get like a lot of stuff that you're like, okay, I don't use this anymore at all, ever. And I really got it for like no reason. But you know, you might use it here and there. Like I do find myself using the weighted vest here and there. But I don't use it all the time. I also have this weighted vest here. Peace Earth, whatever. That my mom got me actually for my birthday some years back. And, you know, I wanted to do more weighted calisthenics. So I was like, okay, I would very much like a weight vest. This is a fan. Maybe if it gets way too hot and humid in here during the summer, have a fan. Because this is a very small room, as you can see. If I were to stretch my arms out all the way, I could touch my arms on both sides. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's my own little place to make gains. Before I made this room all of like this, it used to just be like a bunch of cardio equipment. It was this treadmill. It was like a bike machine. It was like one of those like gliders or walkers or whatever. And it was like some type of like rowing thing. And so then there was this bench. And it was like so packed in here. Just like a bunch of like stuff, not a lot of space, right? You might see this and you might think this place is like kind of cramped or whatever, but before, you should have seen it before, and that was pretty cramped. So I'm glad I was able to kind of transform it into this type of space here. I have like these like foam flooring here that, you know, it's pretty cheap. It's kind of coming up, you know, since it's kind of sliding around and whatnot. I'd say, like, honestly, if you're gonna try and get some good flooring for your gym, if you feel the need to do so, get something like maybe a horse stall mat. I believe that's what they call it, which is gonna be a lot more firm, a lot more dense, and not saying that this is fluffy or this isn't dense, but the fact that it's kind of, you know, bubbling up and coming up like that, that can't be too safe, especially if you're going to be doing some really heavy movements here. I mean, it's not like I've ever really tripped or whatever doing squats over here, but still, you probably wanted to be careful. On the wall, I have Eugene Sandow, who was like the grandfather of bodybuilding. He was a strong man, and he kind of did like the first bodybuilding thing where he just started posing, and you know, the audience is like, oh my gosh, this is more impressive than when he lifted up the horse above his head. Arnold Schwarzenegger. The worst thing I can be is the same as everybody else. Here I have statues of Hercules. This is the Farnese Hercules statue, and this is the Hercules statue that's somewhere in Italy. I can't remember the name of it, but I have these kind of like for inspiration and stuff. I had a lot more stuff on the wall, like a lot more like golden era bodybuilders and whatnot, but I took them down, and I wanted to put up new stuff, but I just haven't. Of course, like depending on what you're into, like you can see that I kind of have like more like calisthenic stuff, because you know my base was like calisthenics. That's like what I love and I believe in as to like what people should be trying to do. But let's say maybe you like to do weightlifting, like for strength training, then you might have like a platform, like a squat platform. You might have a better squat rack, because when I was thinking of getting this, I wasn't thinking that I was gonna start doing barbell squats and stuff like that, or more bigger movements. I was thinking that I was just gonna do more calisthenics. You know, then I ended up getting this barbell. I got this barbell from Titan Fitness, but you can easily find one on Amazon. You can find everything in here on Amazon, but if you're gonna get a bench, don't get a bench like this. We just have a bench like this because this has always been here. But if you're gonna get a bench, get one that doesn't have freaking prongs on it, especially if you're gonna get a rack. And get one that's gonna be nice and sturdy, because this is like it's a little wobbly, and then it's kind of too thin, so my shoulder blades kind of fall off. So if you have a small thing like this, then you have to be safe. But get like a thicker one, and then of course one that can incline and whatnot. And of course, I'm gonna do my workout in here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and